Ah, shit. Honestly, TikTok is just getting stupid about a minute. Now my mom's into TikTok.
Oh,
Come on, I don't give a fuck about TikTok, man. What the fuck? So guess what movie I saw last night, but I fell asleep to?
what's that?
High School High.
I didn't like that shit.
Yeah, I saw some of it. It looked mad
Soundtrack
corny.
is better.
You said what?
The soundtrack is better.
I, ain't it always the case for a lot of those movies?
Some of them.
I mean, it had some jokes, but it was just kind of cheesy. But I'd rather watch that movie than Dangerous Minds, though. I'm gonna be real with you.
I didn't like that album.
I hated Dangerous Minds had a better soundtrack,
Yeah.
a way better soundtrack. Like, come on, Michelle Pfeiffer trying to teach some hood kids? Hell no.
Crazy. She was miscasted.
You know, the original story of that movie was it was supposed to be a black teacher. It was based on
Wow.
her true story, but you know Hollywood, they stole her story and shit.
Of course. Why couldn't they just do it over with a black teacher now? Like Gabrielle Union or something.
That's a good question.
They could do it over. I just thought it was boring. I like Michelle Pfeiffer wasn't the right one for that movie.
And that was like around a time when like a lot of 80s and 90s movies was trying to do the lean on me,
Hmm.
have had that teacher teaching some inner city youth, trying to
Yeah,
teach that, try to show them the way. It's just like
they
you
did a
seen
lot of
them
those.
once, you seen them. Yeah. Remember
Hmm.
Jim Belushi in The Principal?
Yeah, that one I actually like though.
Yeah, that was good. That was one of the
That one
first
was good.
ones. Um
Um,
Coach Carter, Samuel Jackson,
yeah, that was good.
Freedom Riders.
Hmm. That was good.
Yeah. But then there's some trash. There was some trash along the way too and shit.
I'm trying to think of the one that Mark Anthony was in. Was that the substitute?
I think so.
I know he played like a gang banging in one of those films, but man, they made too many of those,
Mark Anthony, a gangbanger?
right? That's the stretch for him.
Shit. Did you ever see that Bismarck documentary yet or no?
I'm gonna look for the stream tonight. They should have it because some of the apps for whatever reason they ain't carrying it. I don't understand.
That's why I told you you can use my Paramount Plus and shit
Like,
like that, but
what is it? They it's a discrimination against Bismarck. If it was a Tupac documentary, they'd have it all over the damn place.
if it was a
You know,
Biggie documentary, they'll have it all over the
right?
place.
It'd be all over the place. The Bismarck we ain't carrying it.
I
Crazy.
told you, but yeah, I can let you use my Prime and shit.
I'm gonna check it out. Hopefully they have it tonight. I'm gonna check it on another app. Hopefully they have it.
All right, nigga.
I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, I saw that mixtape documentary too. That shit was dope too.
See, that one I found. They have that online. I'm like, well, why y'all don't have the Bismarck one?
That's a good question.
They got fucking Cody Rhodes documentary and all that on there. But where's the Bismarck one?
If it was a Drake documentary or Kanye documentary, it'd be
Right?
a different
It'd
story.
be first up. That'd be the first on the menu.
But no, Bismarck, you
I
gotta
said, fuck
find a
this,
lot of
yo.
shit. You gotta
You
go
gonna make
through
y'all
maneuver.
niggas dig for that shit.
Nobody finds the biz. Nobody finds the biz.
It should be on Amazon. Yo. Amazon got all this other bullshit on there. Why not put it on Amazon?
But just let me know if you want me to resend it and shit.
All right.
Yeah, sent Cavase the link. There was something else going on in there that I wanted to talk to you about. It was kind of funny. Oh yeah, Kiki Palmer was in Usher's new music video and shit. And the song is
That,
called.
that chick, she crushed a been smashed already anyway.
You said what? You said what?
I think Usher smashes you, man.
Daddy's home for real, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Like you fuck up your good family, huh? I'm like, how does that
I
happen?
said daddy's home for real.
Right?
Well, he shouldn't have
Like,
put
like
her business
you
out on
know,
social media like
I don't. You have a baby daddy that wanted you to just put on some damn clothes around other celebrities, and she couldn't do that.
he shouldn't have put it on social media. That's something that should have happened behind
See
closed
why
doors and
you
shit.
see why I'm single? You see why I'm single? Because these chicks think they slick. You would not get away with that shit with me.
All I'm saying, if I was in his position, I would have been like, "You want to dance around with Usher? I'm gonna dance around with some other female celebrities on stage and shit. You just gotta fight, fight,
Right?
fight, fire with
Exactly.
fire.
Then don't get mad. Yep. Don't get mad. You know what I'm saying?
Cause here's my thing. At the end of the day, she's gonna go home to that nigga and shit. At the end of the day, that's all I'm saying.
I'm sure already beat, man. Yeah, I believe he already smashed that a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? I would not put it past him.
Cause it's Usher.
Chicks ain't got no standards nowadays, yo. They either got a fucking TikTok or they got an OnlyFans, and I ain't fucking with no. I don't want no chick with none of that shit. Taking it back to the old school when you have to actually get to know somebody, not give them fucking money just to say hi.
If you want to see my pussy, pay me $500 a month.
Chicks are ratchet.
Them girls be
They got
wilding
kids
out,
with
yo.
niggas. They don't fucking marry. Like I don't want no chick like that.
That's why I don't have no kids. I'm a real nigga.
You know what I mean?
Just because I got a daddy around my neck.
That's nigga on earth. You know.
Just because I got a daddy around my neck don't mean I got the kids and shit.
Right. That part.
And then you know what kills me? They'll start having a conversation. They'll say, "Is this Peter? Oh, well, what's your name? Do you want to? Let me see what you look like." Then they'll be like, and this way it gets me. Do you think I'm sexy? Do you want to see me naked? Oh, swear to God, these OnlyFans, I tell you. I'm gonna start this shit in 5 minutes. Yeah, you gotta watch these females try. That's what I have to say. You gotta watch these females, nigga. What did Ronnie DeVoe said? Can't trust a big butt in the smile.
Right. DVD. Yo, did you see that? Have you seen the interview with Mike
No, not yet.
on Matt? Yo, you gotta watch that because he was talking about when they created Poison. You know that shit was for Albie Shore.
Really?
Yes, and he passed it up. And the first two songs they did for that album was the two ballads. When Will I See You Smile Again and I Do Need You, and then they got a beat tape with She's Dope and the Poison beat.
Oh wow!
Albie Shore passed up that beat like an idiot. He passed up that beat, and they went to Roth's house. You know, Ralph was already working on his solo album, and Ralph was supposed to be on that song. He wanted to be because as soon as he heard the beat, he was like, "Yo, I got to get on this." And Ricky was like, "Nah, this is our shit." So Ralph was supposed to be on Poison. That's crazy.
Wild. But I'll be sure drop that whack ass album.
Right. When he heard it, he was like, "Yo, this is gonna be a hit." And they had those two joints, and then Joe Busby told them because they were living in Cali. Joe Busby told them like, "Yo, y'all got to go to New York because that's where the sound is at." So they went to New York and hooked up with the Bomb Squad. Bomb Squad gave them everything else. I thought it was me, Doomy, and all that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. I'll be sure passed up on that shit. I bet he regret that shit now.
But you want to do Eagles covers of Hotel
California. You want to do shit like Hotel California renditions and all that. that second album was garbage.
Yeah, the third album is actually my favorite album from him.
Third album was good. They ain't promoted though. That's the thing, because at that time you already had Mary J and Father MC and everybody on Uptown. You got overshadowed by the rest of them.
Plus that Right Now video was too sexy for Albie Sure.
Yeah. You got overshadowed by the rest of them on there. I was like, yo, that's crazy. And it was the way that they told the story in the biopic. He was like, it wasn't Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. It was MCA that gave them. They already had the name for the group. Like they called them in for a meeting and they were like, yo, y'all gonna be a group. And they had it was supposed to be they had Bell, Biggins, and DeVoe, but Mike was like people used to fuck up his last name and his mother didn't like that, so he said I like the name, but I'm gonna shorten it to Bill, and that's how they had the Bell Biv DeVoe name. See, but in the biopic, they made it look like it was Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis that gave them that idea.
Because they won't do anything for Hollywood, my friend.
Right, but it was actually Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis that was working on the three albums at the same time. Because Johnny Gill album, that he delayed that for the Heartbreak album. He said he was already working on that album before he joined the
Yeah,
musician. So he
yeah,
delayed
I know
that
about
album, right, to work with on the Any Heartbreak album. Then his shit come out. Then Ralph was working on his joint. That's crazy. I want to. That's the documentary I want to see. They better really have that shit on streaming.
that. Isn't it on All Black?
Yeah, but on the other streaming platforms, you'll get it without having to subscribe to All Black. All Black, you got a subscription for that shit too.
I think I do have a prescription to that. I think.
I wouldn't watch nothing on there. I've seen they line up on there.
Yeah,
They just as bad as Tubi.
you're not missing much,
Right. They just as bad as Tubi.
man. Tubi is like the motherfucking. How can I put this? On strike.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Let's go.
What up, bitches? Welcome to another episode of our hip hop review. Oh, excuse me, rock review. I'm tripping. It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my nigga Try with me.
Yo.
You know, biggest new edition fan in history I've never met. That's all I gotta say.
That's my favorite group ever.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna do a double review today. This is gonna be. It's been a while since we actually done the double rock review and shit. But oh well, fuck it. It's gonna be David Lee Roth, the Crazy from the Heat EP, and then we're gonna talk about his solo album, Eat 'Em and Smile. EP came out in 85. This album came out in 86. By this time, you should know who David Lee Roth, Van Halen is. You know, lead singer of Van Halen. He went solo. Very controversial split. That's what I'm going to say about that. You know what I'm saying? Nigga wanted to be a jazz lounge singer with this record and shit like that too. And yeah. Single this EP album it came out with was Just a Gigolo and California Girls. Oh, and Easy Street was a single as well. It was, of course, produced by Ted Templeton. Yeah. All right. So, you know, after the 1984 album, you know, Van Halen was kind of going through like a lot of discord with one another. Like I mentioned before, Eddie Van Halen had his own 5150 studios. He wanted to experiment more keyboards and synths. David Lee Roth wanted to keep with the formula and everything like that. And from what I looked up, there was a show on Reels. I think it was Reels called Behind the Breakup. And the story goes that it was many different reasons why he left the group. Because he actually played the EP for the group members. And they liked it, but then he said he was going to release a solo. And they had a disagreement with that. And then there was other reasons that said that he wanted to do movies. He was offered a $20 million film deal and everything like that. And then
Him?
Yeah, David Lee Roth.
For what? His album, both of these albums are trash. I'm just putting it out there now. I didn't like none of these albums. You need to stop doing music altogether. $20 million to do what? What the fuck was he gonna do? Die Hard 6? You got to be kidding me.
David Lee Roth was a popular figure at that time, and shit. He was.
We got a better chance of box office numbers than David Lee Roth, yo. What the fuck? This is why Hollywood is on strike, because of shit like that.
What up, Khalid?
What's good?
Yo, what's going on, man? Yo, my apologies. For some reason, it wouldn't let me join on my phone. I don't know why, but yeah, I had to wait until I got upstairs on the laptop.
StreamYard's bugging.
Yeah, I've been there before with StreamYard on my phone. Sometimes it'd be awesome bullshit. I'm looking at myself like, nigga, connect to my fucking shit before I throw this against the wall. Yeah. Especially when you try to join somebody else's stream. Because if I make my own stream, it works fine. But when I try to join somebody else's shit, that's when it wants to act up and shit. So,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that
I
you
know
showed
how I
up.
feel.
That's why I be hating it when I'm at work and I be at Lashia's stream and shit like that. And then sometimes like I have to answer like a text or somebody from my manager, and then I have to go through the whole fucking process again. I'm just like, fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely know what you're going through with that. So
Lashia stream is all fucked up though. I'll be on there, be freezing me. I can't answer the questions. This is why I lost a lot of those shows. I should have been a millionaire for a show right now.
Man, I had different issues with StreamYard, man. That's why EV Mux was working for me, but then it was not working for you and shit. But then when that started fucking up StreamYard,
man, can we get Google Hangouts back, please? Like they need to like really restart that shit.
I agree. I highly agree on that, but you know, everybody wants to make money and shit. You know, people say change is good for y'all and shit, you know?
Not all the time.
All right.
God damn it. Yo, I can't find the damn fucking list I made last night, man. Some bullshit.
Oh shit.
Well, you got time to make a new one because I already said what I had to say about these albums. It's straight crap. Reggie's gonna go through this painfully staking terrible albums from David Lee Roth. I ain't got shit to write about it. It's garbage. That's my review.
You know, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I actually prefer the EP over the album, but the album still has some bops though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh God. I don't know how you do it, Reg. Like you're dedicated to trash albums. You're dedicated. You need a medal for that.
This is not a trash album. We talked about trash albums.
Oh, you don't think this is a trash album? You think this is a classic?
I never said it was a classic.
But me this shit is a classic,
Can I explain? Can I talk about the review? I don't want to spoil myself and shit. You know what I'm saying?
I found it. All right.
Mind you, next week we got some heat next week anyway. So you know what I say. Sometimes we have to do some good shit, and then not everybody's gonna like the shit that we always do and stuff. You know what I'm
saying? Sometimes I'll be wanting to throw up just from the shit that you be wanting to review.
Excuse me. Well, aren't we doing a good double review next week? That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, we are.
We're doing two double reviews. We're doing. We got a good week.
For one.
Next week might.
For one.
Next week might be.
I mean, it is hip hop 50. We should be covering only hip hop shit.
That's why next week's gonna be a hip hop week anyway. So
yeah.
And besides, there's so many hip hop albums I've talked about on this channel and shit. I don't want to talk about a lot of them again. No lie. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like niggas asked me talk about Illmatic. I was like, nigga, that was like my second review.
No,
that was my second review.
Like, there's only what more could we say about Illmatic? Like, no.
What more can we say about Ready to Die?
Right, it's like I'm tired of those albums already. Like, what more can we say about them?
That's why next week we're gonna do Biz Marquee, Biz Never Sleeps, all samples cleared. Give my thoughts on the bits. Next Sunday is gonna be Biz Marquee Day, low key. So
right.
Yeah, I got some surprises next week too. Some artists we never talked about, you know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
Like I said before, we got some good shit. We got some experimental shit coming up and shit, you know what I'm saying? Now, as for the experimental shit, as I was saying, yeah, he was offered a movie deal allegedly and shit too. So as you know, he left Van Halen, fired, whatever you want to call it. He was experimenting with a lot with like jazz and lounge singing and everything like that. And also with that shit too, around this time, he came out with this EP. You know what I'm saying? Which this EP was supposed to have been based on the movie they were working on, but they had to scrap the movie. You know what I'm saying? To try Joy. Yeah, but this is the album cover right here. This nigga thinks he's like fucking John the Baptist. You know, like he Jesus Christ. Oh Lord. But yeah, let's talk about this. This EP it only has four songs. It's not too long. Let's get this shit started. So track number one is called Easy Street. This is a pretty solid song. You know what I'm saying? Nice little, very different from what you would have heard from him during the Van Halen days and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? This is a cover of the Edgar Winter Group song called Easy Street. I've never heard that original version before, so I can't answer how good that is and shit too. You know what I'm saying? But this is a good cover. What do you think, Try?
I think it's bad. That's what I think. It was shit.
And this is why I fuck with Try.
I would say the cover is definitely what is that? What decade is that?
80s.
Yeah, definitely giving 80s. I wasn't sure if it was the 70s or not, but it's definitely giving 80s.
That is bad.
Y'all funny. All right, track number two, Just a Gigolo. I Ain't Got No Body.
Not that song. I remember that song.
Yeah, this my fucking shit.
That was the first single, right?
Yes, sir.
That I remember.
Actually, California Girls was his first single.
California Girls. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, you were quick to say you remember that.
Yeah, because it's actually a song that sounds decent, but it don't fit with Van Halen though.
And that's why he got kicked out of it.
Yeah. Oh, that was because of that.
But like I said, it was a lot of reasons.
Right.
But Eddie Van Halen wasn't trying to do that shit. But that next year, Van Halen with Sammy Hagar trying to make some commercial shit. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story for a different day. But yeah, man. This one right here is a pretty dope cover. You know what I'm saying? This is actually another standard that's been covered by a lot of people, like Louis Armstrong. What's the Village People even did a cover of this song, Tony Martin and shit too. But in my opinion, it might be controversial, but this was the best version of the song, in my opinion. I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? Now, David Lee Roth is not the best singer by any means. I'm gonna be real. But he did put out a performance with this song, especially in the outro when he has like the background call and response kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? When he's like, nobody.
Right.
Nobody. Like, it definitely gave me that big band jazz feel like in the 30s and 40s, which was what I really thought he was trying to do with this one. So I like this cover.
It's definitely different. It's definitely I don't know if he was like trying to channel his like Louis Armstrong or
You was
channeling. Like, you would look at him and be like, "Yo, this." Yeah. It was just I like, yo. I feel like he was really feeling this over at this point. Like, yo, like I could do anything. You know what I'm saying?
Just the gigolo.
Yeah, I remember this. It's the California Girls is on this shit too, right? No.
That's the next song.
That's probably the only two songs I like on here. because I remember the video when I was little and shit, and I was like, yo, like this is the same guy from Jump, and he's doing this. You
know. I mean, like I said before, you gotta respect him for trying something new and shit. You know what I'm saying? You definitely gotta respect him.
What he wanted to do. Did he want to be a rock star? Or he wanted to be, in jazz. Like what was he? What did he want to do?
He wanted to be like Tom Jones and shit.
Oh God. Really?
He want to be a mixture of Tom Jones and Ella Fitzgerald and shit.
That's why Hollywood gave him that contract. 'Cause they liked his personality.
Shit. There was like, well, another junkie we can exploit. So,
Oh, man.
but the music videos what actually got me into the song and everything like that. When he was like parodying all those commercials and shit, kind of parodying him getting kicked out of Van Halen as well too and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, definitely love this record right here. But the next song, California Girls, my favorite song on the EP. This is a cover of the Beach Boys song with the same name. You know what I'm saying? It was a famous song in the '60s. But I wish they all could be. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. I don't know which version I like the most because the David Lee Roth version definitely fits him, especially because of like his more flamboyant, woman hungry kind of style. But the Beach Boys with them harmonies and shit like that too. That's also a very good record as well. You know what I'm saying? But it's 2 for 2. I can go with either or and shit. But this was another good cover. You know what I'm saying? Nice little. Again, this also had a dope video to it too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, very dope. Nice way to pay homage to the original and shit.
I'm gonna say this is a classic record because David put his own like swag on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And even in the video, like like in the video, like he got like white gloves on, and he got like the neon colors and the beautiful Cali women, and he's dancing with them, and he really played it up. He played up his. At this point, he was already a superstar. He really was playing up to that in the video.
my boy thought he was smooth with that shit.
Yeah, he put his own now because at that time, not many people could do that song.
You're right about that. Because I've heard so many covers of a lot of Beach Boys songs over the years.
Right.
Just like with the Beatles, you can't always cover their shit. I'm gonna be real with you.
Right.
Yeah, that's all I can say about that. And the last song on this record is Coconut Grove. This is a cover of the song by a pop rock group Lovin' Spoonful. You know what I'm saying? Not a bad cover, you know what I'm saying? Again, he put his own swag into it and everything like that. He put his own stilo and charisma. So I can't get mad about that, but it was pretty decent.
It was alright. I ain't care for it.
So it was alright.
I ain't care for it. I only like 2 songs on this EP.
I feel you on that. Overall, this is a pretty good EP. This is like an appetizer of what's to come, in my opinion, and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not really that much I can say. It's very experimental for David Lee Roth. It's not what you would expect, especially right after leaving, like at that time, the biggest rock group at that time and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it managed to sell some numbers. I think this EP actually went platinum, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see.
Wow. This EP went platinum?
Yeah, it went platinum.
Wow. That's crazy.
And yeah, and people were looking at him like, what you gonna do without Van Halen? And he got platinum EP now. We're getting ready for the album and shit. So dare I say, I'm gonna give this EP a 5 out of 5. This is dope shit right here.
I would only get the singles. I would only get the 2 singles from this EP. You know what I'm saying? Like, screw the other 2 songs, but he definitely was on some superstar shit with this song. For people that love David Lee Roth, you're gonna love this EP. But for me, I just like the 2 singles.
I feel you on that, and at least you respect I respect your opinion and shit.
I know you love Van Halen more than I do. There's only like three Van Halen albums that I really would fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you said like what Cheers, you said you were gonna fuck with a lot of the Van Halen shit.
Oh my God, are you really bringing up Cheers again?
Let me
Cheers is a different
explain.
story. I don't know if I could watch any more episodes of Cheers, but at least with Van Halen, they got three albums I like that I could play.
Van Halen 2, Fair Warning, Diver Down.
Diver Down is really good. I really enjoyed Diver Down.
And that one was okay with me.
Right.
See, you like 4 albums because you like 1984 too.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah, man.
But what's the other one? It was Van Halen 2, Diver Down, 1984.
Fair Warning.
Fair Warning. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with that. You know, like
at least for the David Lee Roth era, they were good. I don't know about Sammy Hagar era.
they were
No? Yeah. And then he came back. So all that shit talking, oh, I'm a superstar, and then he ends up running back to Van Halen.
He came crawling back, huh?
Wow, why did he do that? Did he need the money or what?
Because Sammy Hagar had a falling out with Eddie Van Halen.
Uh-huh.
Originally, what had happened was they brought him back to promote a compilation, and they had a falling out in the 1996 VMAs and shit like that too. But then they had that Jerry Schromm dude from Extreme, and then Sammy Hagar came back, and then him and Eddie had a falling out again, and then David Lee Roth came, and he just stayed there until Eddie Van Halen passed.
Was that like an amicable reunion, or like who called who for that?
I want to say it was Eddie Van Halen. It was Eddie or Alex, one of those two.
He's the one I reached out to. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
It's like I said, Van Halen, somebody's always leaving, somebody's always staying, somebody's always in their feelings about shit, you know what I'm saying? So
of course. And now Eddie's dead, so now what?
Well, yeah, man. That's that part right there. All right, so now we're gonna get to the album. This first solo album, Eat 'Em Up and Smile.
Look at that. What the fuck is that? What is that? What that album cover?
You know what this album reminds me of? The cover. You remember the episode of I Love Lucy when Ricky was dressed up like an Indian or some shit?
What is
Hold
that,
on.
dude?
I gotta show you what this reminds me of. Hold on.
And what's up with the album cover title? Like, what does that mean?
Eat 'Em Up and Smile.
Yo, he was doing too much, man. It's the drugs.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Where's that shit at?
He looks stoned on the album cover. Like what? Oh shit.
You want to know what the album cover reminds me of?
Yeah.
Let me show you. It was that episode I Love Lucy where they had my nigga Ricky.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what he looked like. Yes, he do look like that. Oh my god. Yo.
Oh shit.
I'm mad you even know this reference. Like, that's crazy. This shit old as hell.
That nigga looked like a cross between Kamala and like one of the Lord of the Flies and shit, yo. What the fuck? Who told him that album cover look fly? I don't understand.
The same people who told Melly Mel made a good diss track to Eminem.
Oh man.
Looking like Papa Shango.
Right, Papa Shango, exactly. I said Kamala. I meant Papa Shango, right?
Shit.
Wow. And you got the album? Why did you buy this album? Yo, I didn't like this album, bro. You mean to tell me you enjoyed this album?
Look at the back.
Yo, I feel like you just be buying shit just to buy it now.
No. I actually like the
So you
second
actually like this
album.
album?
I like this album, but I love the second album better than this one.
What the fuck?
Anyway, so yeah, this album came out in 1986. It came out with 3 singles: Yankee Rose, Going Crazy, and That's Life. And I'm Easy too, but I'm Easy was a single in Japan. He had a band. He had a new backing band. He had Billy Sheehan, who played the bass for other acts, most notably Mr. Big. You had Greg Bissonette, dope drummer. You had Steve Vai, very dope guitarist who worked with Frank Zappa and company and shit too, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, and also tried this album went platinum again too. So
Yeah, because he was a superstar that time. He could come out with anything that would have went platinum. That don't mean it was good.
I know, I just want to say that because I want to see your reaction. Talking about what the fuck.
That is crazy. It definitely wasn't because of the album cover.
Shit. So after the release of the EP, they had to shelve the movie, I guess for budget reasons and everything like that. And he just wanted to go back to his regular formula, the hard rock and everything like that. And also around this time too, Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen. They dropped the 5150 album, which I know a lot of Van Halen fans love that album. I never cared for that record. I'm gonna be real with you. Ooh, shocker. That's all I'm gonna say. I never cared for that one. It was just a bit too commercial, too synthy for me. I was like, I love Eddie Van Halen with the synths. I'm just like, okay, nigga, we get it. You can do keyboards and synths and shit. Okay, nigga. like, go back to the guitar and shit.
Right?
Let me stop. So what did David Lee Roth do? He went back to his usual formula. He came out with the Eat 'Em Up and Smile album. And the quote Eat 'Em Up and Smile pretty much came from this 1928 candy company called Ward Owsley. You know what I'm saying? That was like one of their slogans and shit. And yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy too because I was looking at like reports on when 5150 was released and looking up reviews when this album was released and shit. And many critics preferred this album over 5150, believe it or not. But some fans these days, they love the 5150 album because every album with Sammy Hagar peaked at number 1 as well too. So people need to take that into consideration, shit. But I mean, it is what it is. Because when a lot of groups have that one member that left, is either the lead singer doing good on their own or the group doing good and the lead singer not doing good. Y'all know how that shit goes and shit. Like when Lionel Richie left the Commodores, you see how far the Commodores went. They went to the night shift and never came out.
I did not like that shit.
I actually like the night shift song. I like.
You like the song, but the album's
trash. Yeah.
Well,
it's gonna be some sweet time. Did she say, "Oh, that Walter Nichols that slave face nigga"? Like that's when they had that slave face nigga.
He still look like that.
Walter. Shit. Anyway, this album has 10 songs. Again, not a long album and shit. Track number 1 is called Yankee Rose. This was a pretty cool song and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of interesting because many people might think just because of the title Yankee Rose, which is like part of like the national anthem and everything like that. It's not no political song. It's pretty much just him like fucking with some girls and shit like that, using sexual innuendo. The typical David Lee Roth ordeal and everything like that, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, this was a pretty straight song. Not one of my favorites, but it's pretty catchy. The guitar, one thing I like about the song too is in the beginning when David Lee Roth having a conversation with the guitar played by Steve Vai, and it sounds like some like how you know how in the Peanuts the dogs will talk like wah 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 wah. Yeah, you can't understand a word they're saying, but the kids can understand this shit too. You know what I'm saying? That's what it kind of reminds me of in the beginning and shit. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
I don't like none of these tracks. So Reggie's gonna do this review by himself. I think the album is straight garbage.
Okay, well that's Charles' thoughts on that. You know what I'm saying? Um, Shy Boy was okay. Didn't really care for it too much and shit like that. Not a bad song. I just kind of felt like the hook was kind of weak, in my opinion. I'm Easy, again, another okay song right there and shit too. Not really one of my favorites, but it was pretty decent. Ladies Night in Buffalo. That was a pretty cool song. It had like a very bluesy rock kind of ordeal and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of reminiscent of something you would kind of this in the Easy track. It sounds like something kind of been on the EP and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? Then you have motherfucking Going Crazy. Probably my favorite song on this album. It was a single too. You know what I'm saying? Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to mention they actually released this album as well too. And the thing about the release album is like they released it and all the lyrics are in fucking Spanish and stuff too. So that was something that was kind of yeah. I'm not kidding. David Lee Roth actually hired a Spanish tutor and he recorded this album in Spanish. I'm serious.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not like that's
crazy.
commitment, right? So like before Tony Braxton did the Unbreak My Heart, the Spanish version, Dave Lee Roth recorded a whole album in Spanish and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So that's something I forgot to tell y'all. But I'm going crazy. That's
that even in Spanish.
That's like a favorite song of mine. Tobacco Road is another favorite song of mine as well too. That's a blues song that was first recorded by John D. Loudermilk and everything. Yeah, man, he was experimenting a lot with the blues on this album and shit. Okay. Elephant Gun, that was okay. Big Trouble, again, that was pretty okay. Track number 9, Bump and Grind. Yeah, he had a song Bump and Grind before R. Kelly.
Did he? Wow.
Yeah.
He was an innovator.
Oh shit. Talking about he's making love in the back of a taxi. He had a line where he says, "The blind date is cash and carry, dead ringer for the big first prize, chance meeting in the roaring through 80s, and you ain't going home tonight." Okay. So shake it slowly and do that bump and grind. Well, I can tell you a few reservations, more value bang for the buck. I may be wrong, but I think she kind of likes you. Think quick or you're out of luck. So pretty much it's just picking up escorts. He's picking up an escort if you got to get my drift and shit. You know what I'm saying?
What
So what a role model.
Right?
What a prince. Let me stop. And the last song, That's Life. We all heard this song before, like That's Life. It's been covered by a lot of people. Aretha Franklin, Michael Bolton, James Brown, many people like that. I'm not, but the most famous version was from Old Blue Eyes himself, and probably David Lee Roth and Spirit Animal on this whole album, Frank Sinatra. You know what I'm saying? So nothing to it. It's not one of my favorite covers, but it's not a bad cover. So yeah. See, Troy, was not too that long talking about the album. So
It would have been longer
overall,
to talk.
this is actually a pretty solid album right here, in my opinion. If you go past the creepy album cover, it's actually a pretty solid album. It's not the best thing since sliced bread. Like I said, I prefer the skyscraper album from '88, and I even prefer the EP. But I feel like for David Lee Roth fans, you'll find something to love with this and the EP. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5. I'm gonna give it that.
Wow. How much you giving the album?
I ain't rating that shit. All right, Conveyce. Ready for that list?
Yes, sir.
All
All right,
right.
man. So I don't know how you guys did yours because, like I said yesterday, like I feel like that a list like that, 100 greatest artists of all time, like it's almost impossible to get it right. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do a 31, and I'm basing this pretty much off of a few different things. I'm basing it off of my personal favorite, like people I listen to, but also people that have like artists that have like the most impact, and they carry their career has carried through different generations and decades. Um, and on top of that, just elite skill level as well. So it's like four different things I'm basing everything off of. The first person is going to be very controversial. I'm not sure. I stopped listening to y'all because I didn't want y'all to influence me on my list yesterday. So
Excuse me.
so my number 30, and he's only at 30 is because of obvious reasons, because I can't put him any higher, but he has to be on this list. And you probably know already, R. Kelly, right?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I already knew when he said controversial.
he was on my list for sure.
Okay. So yeah, you arguably he's way higher than 30, but you just got to put him at the end because of the allegations and all that shit. But he's an amazing artist, songwriter, very creative, and just like he's just a great artist in general. So I got him at 30. Okay, 29. I'm gonna put Coltrane in there, man. John Coltrane, man.
Ooh.
I'm a big fan of like oldies music and jazzy feels and vibes and stuff like that. So I feel like he's one of the to me he's one of like the pillars and the top guys in that realm. So I got him at 29. 28. I got your boy Maxwell. Maxwell,
Yes.
dope
Okay.
artist.
Nice.
Dope
Yeah.
artist. Maxwell is super dope. I think he's one of the ones, to me, one of the ones to kick off the whole neo soul vibes and shit like that. I remember the first time hearing Maxwell and hearing this type of music. Um, I was actually in a barber shop, and it was old heads and shit. People that you
Yeah.
wouldn't think would be listening to this type of music, like what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And they was just playing it, what I mean? I'm like, yo, what is this? Yo, this shit is fire. I'm a hip hop guy, like, what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
used to playing like listening to this kind of music, but I'm looking at the old heads, and I look up to them, and I see them vibing to it, so I just immediately gravitated towards it. So
Yeah.
I got Maxwell in there, man. All right, so that was 28, 27. I got Miss Lauren Hill.
Nice.
And
Ooh.
she's only there. She's only this far back because she only gave you one solo album. But I think her work with the Fugees alone,
Yeah.
speaks volumes to her career. And then of course, her one solo album, which is elite level masterpiece. All right, man. And she's impactful. Again, another impactful person in her category, which would be, even though she really doesn't need this label, but she's one of the best female rappers out there. So
Right.
she got to be in there. All right, so Snoop Dogg
Mm.
for my next one. So I got
Doggy
Snoop
dog.
Dogg, man. Um, doesn't for me, he doesn't have a lot of great albums or something, but he has a lot of great songs, and he has that one classic masterpiece album. Um, and he's just like a character. He's probably one of the biggest characters in just entertainment. Period. Like he could go anywhere in the world, and somebody's gonna know who he is. Snoop Dogg.
Right.
All right, man. So the next one I got Maybe this is just a home. I was gonna take him. I was gonna take him off, but because I feel like I'm just doing it because I like this artist so much.
It's your list, so whatever you
Uh,
pick, that's what it is.
All right, so the next guy I got is Ghostface, man.
Nice.
Ghostface
Nice.
Killer. Everybody knows he's in my top three of all time as far as rappers. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite artists, man. A lot of classic albums, in my opinion. A lot of great songs. A lot of energy. Just his character. And anything about Ghostface and that whole Wu-Tang movement is really impactful to hip hop, man. He's definitely going to be someone that's never going to be forgotten. Um, so definitely. All right, so my next guy I'm putting out there. It's a little weird, but all right, I'm gonna put Kendrick Lamar, man.
Good.
Got Kendrick Lamar in there, man. I think Kendrick Lamar has three arguably back-to-back masterpiece albums.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was actually late on Kendrick Lamar. I got into Kendrick Lamar after his first out. His second album wasn't out yet. Well, all right. Well, Good Kid came out. It was already out, and I was seeing people posting the album cover, and I'm like, "What is this album cover with this van?" And I immediately was like turned off of it because so many people were like gassing it up. I'm like, "Yo."
Right.
And then my friend was saying, "Yo, he's like the next Nas." So after that, I was like, immediately, I was like, "Fuck out of here!" There's no way possible that in this climate of music, someone is rapping just as good as Nas. So I eventually, mistakenly like listened to a song. I'm like, "Yo, he actually kind of dope." So then I went and bought the album, and I fell in love with that album, That I could not let that album down.
Right.
So I got Kendrick Lamar in there. All right. So it's 30, 29. Y'all help me keeping track with it because I don't.
Okay.
30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 4. All right, so 23. I got your boy D'Angelo.
Mm-hmm.
D'Angelo, that's my guy, man. That's my guy, man. The Brown Sugar album, crazy. Like
Yeah.
front to back, crazy album. And then he comes with the voodoo, man. And
Yeah.
even that, like, I mean, it's an acquired taste for that album, but I feel that album is like a masterpiece, man. The way the instrumentation of that album and just the
Right.
freeness, it's just very free. It's not scripted. It just felt like he was just vibing on that whole entire album. So that's why I enjoy that. So
Okay.
boom. The next guy I got LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? A legend. LL Cool J, a legend, man. He's went through he's went through the times. He went through the 80s. He went through the 90s. Early 2000s, he started to fall off. But like all those songs and hit records, if you just look at his discography and just listen to like his hit songs, and it's like, bro, he was putting in some work.
Oh
Like
yeah.
LL Cool J got a lot. I would be scared to do and it's crazy because his 2000 work like is so ass. He don't even need to worry about that. Like he did so
Right.
much in the 80s. It's like
Yeah.
he still would be hard to beat.
Right.
So got LL Cool J in there. All right, man. So we down to I think 19 right now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We got the Whispers. What you know about
Ooh.
the Whispers, boy?
Okay.
The Whispers.
Nigga, who you talking to?
Crazy, man. Yo, you got the songs, man. The beat goes on, rock steady. Keep on loving me. That's my low key. That's one of my favorite songs ever.
Okay.
Lost and Turned Out. I mean, come on, man.
Um,
Like there's so many hits. from the whispers that a lot of people probably don't even know it's from them. You know what I'm saying? Because like these songs have been just played everywhere. You'll hear them in commercials, you hear them in movies, and they just keep on. They just keep playing, man. So they catalog is crazy, man. And I don't think they get enough respect, man. So I got to throw them up in there, man. The whispers, for real.
Nice.
So next, I got Erica Badu.
Ooh.
Erica Badu is one of the goats. Another one who is a pillar um, to the whole neo soul movement, which I love so much. And she was another one that I heard in the barbershop. They was playing Maxwell and Erica Badu, and I was like, yo, who is this? And then I seen the video, and I low key had it. She looked weird, but I had like a crush on her. Like she, like her eyes, something about her eyes and shit, man. I was like, yo, she fine as hell. She dressed weird and looked weird, but I don't know. I liked her, man. Erica Badu. All right,
That's why
so
she sucked in Andre and the DOC in the rest of the room.
word, word. All right, so next I got Hit You With No Delay. So what you saying, yo? Yeah, your boy Busta Rhymes in the building, man. Another guy that went through generations of hip hop and still to this day will give you bars, which is crazy. Like if you think about it, no one from his time is still doing it right now. Nobody. Like, he's going crazy. So Busta Rhymes, not sure too much on the classic albums. He has some pretty good albums out there.
You don't think he has a classic album?
I'm not sure. Like that's what I'm saying. When I say I'm not sure, I really mean that. Like I'm not sure he could, but I know he has some really good albums.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I could say I had to think about it. But he definitely has a ton of classic songs, and just his rhyme skill and flow is impeccable, second to none. So you got Busta Rhymes up in there. Boom. Next, Kanye West.
Ooh, well deserved.
Now Kanye West, I'm not really a fan of him today. I'm not a fan of the new Kanye West, but that Late Registration alone, one of my favorite albums of all time, might be probably in my top 5 hip hop albums of all time. Late Registration was that good to me. I remember when it came out, I could not stop listening to it. Just a great album, and to add on just him being a producer as well. Just amazing artist all around, man. Who would have thought? He just came out of nowhere with this whole new type of image and style, and it was just crazy. All right, so next up, we got your girl, Whitney Houston, is in the building. Whitney Houston just entered the building, and I mean, self-explanatory. Come on, man. Whitney Houston, she's the goat of this, singing. I don't know, who wants to battle Whitney Houston, on the mic. I'm not sure. I'm not sure too many want to do it.
Nope.
She's one of the goats. Impactful.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got her in there. Next up is a group that I can't really say that I know a bunch. I can't really tell you like all their songs or anything, but they just have to be here because it's a legendary group and they've done so much work. And if you listen, like you'll hear them anywhere. So the Beatles.
Oh yes.
Gotta throw the Beatles up in there, man, because they just, they just got so much music, and I'm not sure if if their style is if they own that style or not. Y'all tell me if they're like the
Well, they were very influenced by like a lot of rock and roll acts like Little Rich and the Everly Brothers, but then once they started taking LSD, that's when they started putting out some of the best shit, in my opinion.
Okay. I got you.
Like that boy band kind of shit. I'm not a fan of like She loves me. She loves that. I don't like that shit.
All right, so I gotta throw them up in there because I just feel like, you know what I mean, they legends. I do know of their music and I know of how important they are to just the overall just music. So I had to throw them up in there. So next up we got Miles Davis, man.
Yeah,
Miles
yes.
Davis. Man, a legend with the jazz, man. Like he inspired me, to get into jazz. Like he was one of my it was Miles Davis and Idris Muhammad. I'm not sure if y'all know anything about Idris Muhammad, but he's another jazz musician. And yeah, just
Nice.
really just really dope, man. I went and made my own jazz album, and I kind of what I did was I was kind of listening to Miles Davis albums and seeing how he set up his songs and how he sequenced things and
Mhm.
arranged his music and stuff like that and instruments, and I kind of mimicked after that. So definitely Miles Davis up
Nice.
in there. So next up we got your boy Jigga, my
Oh,
nigga. You know what I mean? Jay-Z.
oh,
Uh, self-explanatory. I don't think I gotta say too much about Jay-Z. We all know who he is and what he does. Uh, not really a fan of him either, but anymore. But I respect everything he has done, and I recognize greatness when I see it.
right.
All right, next up we got Pac,
Mm.
your boy Pac, man,
Tupac.
legendary. Yes, sir, Tupac.
Nice.
Legendary, man. I think that's number 12. He's my number 12. So,
Okay.
um, Pac is dope. I think Pac is dope, but I don't like him as much as a lot of other people like him, and it's only because I feel like he only has like one speed. I feel like he only raps about certain things. Like I don't know. I don't think he doesn't have a wide range of like where he goes with his songs. It's normally the same thing every time.
Right now, Q is hanging itself from a ceiling because you just said that. You know,
But I still
I,
love Pop, man.
I do. I feel like Pac to me was so talented and versatile that he could rhyme about anything. But his thing was mostly politics, and then he had the other side to him where he liked the party.
Yeah, yeah,
That's really all we got from him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I'm sure he could have did anything he wanted, but I just feel like whenever I hear a Pac, it's kind of like the same thing every time.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily. I'm not saying it's like bad, but I just wish I could have heard more like different stuff, like different variety stuff for Pac. He's
Mhm.
still dope in those songs, we're still dope. So
Right.
that's why he's at 12. All right, 11. I don't know if y'all gonna have this in here, but I definitely got her in here because
Okay.
she a sleeper, man.
Yep.
Let's talk about Shaka Khan for 1 second, man.
Oh yes.
Let's talk about motherfucking
Yeah.
Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
Please.
Come on, man.
Definitely.
Ain't nobody.
I agree.
Sweet thing.
I agree.
I agree.
Endless,
Yeah.
endless hits. Like it through the fire. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like endless hits and just soundtracks to people's childhoods and hearing.
Hmm.
Like I remember my mother used to play Shaka Khan. Or
Right.
I remember during the summertime we would drive. I used to go to this program, Harlem School of the Arts,
Okay.
and whenever we would drive there, she had that playing and just Shaka Khan, man. She loves Shaka Khan, man. So
Right. Yeah.
her catalog is just disgusting, and I'm surprised.
I
Like a lot of people really don't recognize her for it.
I agree. Definitely.
All right, so I lost my. Okay, so we in that top 10 right now.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we got number
loving your
10.
list.
What's that?
I'm loving your list so far, Kabase.
Thank you. So number 10, we got Janet Jackson.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The girl Janet, man. Come on, what you want?
Yeah.
What you want? You want dancing?
Mm-hmm.
Or you just want singing? Cause you want
Yep.
you want a pretty face, you want the body. What do you want to do?
Yep.
Janet Jackson total package, man.
Right.
Crazy, man. A lot of great projects she put out. She was doing a lot of work. Even stuff I didn't even know like at the time. Like recently I was looking back and I was like, damn, all these music videos. I didn't even know she had all this shit. Like I knew she had songs, but I didn't know she was dropping music video for every song she had back
Yeah.
in the 80s. Um so yeah, Janet Jackson definitely out there. So number 10, we in the elite. We in the elite era. We in the elite top 10. Frank Sinatra.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Put your boy Frank Sinatra, man, at number 9. Come on, man. New York.
Yeah.
Come on. How long has that been going?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's never gonna go away. It's Frank Sinatra. He's also responsible for Quincy Jones' career. So he's a legend.
Right.
He a legend, man.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, man. So we about to go into Marvin Gaye
Nice.
Right on.
for the number 8, man. Come on, man. Another one. Songs that just will not go away. They just keep transcending and keep going and keep going. Um, it's just great music, man. An icon, man. So just a figure. So 10, 9, 8, 7. You got your boy Biggie. Get it? Biggie.
Yes.
Biggie Smalls.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
Two classics, two masterpieces. The
Mm-hmm.
first wasn't the first double album, but it was one of the first like better double albums. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the really dope shit, man. Really well received. So yeah, Biggie, man. I don't gotta spend a lot of time on Biggie. We all know what he do, and what he is, and what he about, and what he means to the culture, man. So
Yep.
that's your boy Biggie Smalls up in there. All right, man. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, number 6. Yes,
Mm.
Nas.
Yes.
Come on,
Um.
boy. Nas, man. My favorite rapper of all time. Number
Same.
1, numero uno. He's the number 1 for me.
Yep.
Favorite rapper, man. Maybe that's a spoiler because nobody else is gonna be. The top 5. There's no rappers in the top 5. But I
Right.
got Nas, man. He's my number 1 rapper. And yo, even before he would have been here before all these King Diseases and Magics came out. He would have been
Right.
still there from all the
Mm-hmm.
work he did before that. Once again, we don't gotta say too much about Nas. We know who he is. We know what he does. We know what he means to the culture.
Right.
So we're gonna move on. We in our top 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
We in the top 5. So number 5, what we got?
You got.
Who we got? We got your boy Bob Marley. Got your
Uh-huh.
boy Bob Marley in the place. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Your boy
dope.
Bob Marley is an
Nice.
iconic figure. Iconic figure. Uh, important to a lot of things,
Yeah.
politically, and just he has a movie coming out, by the way, pretty soon. A biopic that's coming out. Um,
Mm-hmm.
hey man, another one where songs just keep transcending and keep moving through the culture and just staying alive, man, and just will not go away.
Mm-hmm.
He's on merchandise everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
His face is everywhere. He's top
Mm-hmm.
5. Like you're
Yep.
not getting too much bigger than the Bob Marley.
Right.
All right. So number 4, we got your boy Prince. Prince, what's good, Prince? Prince.
Yeah.
Got your boy Prince at number 4, man. Hey, man, what you want to do, man? Singing like he got all these hits and he's playing it, and he's
Mm-hmm.
playing all these instruments, man. Come on, man. You gotta throw him up in there. It's Prince, man. It's Prince.
Yeah.
All right, man. So we gonna move on. We gonna move on. So the top 3, my top 3. At number 3, we got your boy Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder,
Mm.
man. Hits
Nice.
after hits after hits after hits after hits. Like
Good choice.
it's just ridiculous how many songs he has, and his catalog is just ridiculous. Like I'm still to this day, I'd be shocked. Like, damn, that was Stevie Wonder. Like, damn, it's
Yeah.
crazy. He has so many damn hits, yo.
Yeah.
It's just insane. So number 2, because you wouldn't have a number 1 without number 2. So can you guess who number 2 is?
Michael Jackson.
Right.
Nope. My number 2 is James Brown.
Oh, okay.
James Brown.
James Brown at my number 2.
Like,
Ridiculous. His style of music, the dancing, the energy, and he's the most sampled artist in the hip hop culture.
Amen.
Just iconic. You know what I mean? James Brown. And who and my number 1, we all know Michael Jackson.
yeah, of course.
Who's Michael Jackson
Yeah.
watching? He was watching James Brown. And he said
Mm-hmm.
it. He said he got
Yep.
it from James Brown. So
Yep.
that is my top 30. Thank
That's a
y'all
great
for
list.
listening.
I love it.
Very great list.
Thank
Definitely.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, I fuck with your list, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Yeah.
you, man. Appreciate y'all. I ain't even get to look in the chat. I don't know what people saying. I don't know if I piss people off or not.
Fuck. Oh, what time is it? I'm gonna put like 10 more minutes. I'm low on StreamYard minutes and shit. Yeah, that's one thing. Sometimes people just don't like the thing. Like everyone's gonna like the same thing.
Yeah, is there any artists that I named that were not in
Huh?
that was there any artists that I named in my top 30 that didn't make your top anything?
I know Shaka and Frank Sinatra didn't make my list.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's a lot of artists. There's a lot.
Word. What about the Whispers?
Whispers is good. That was a good one.
I love it.
Yeah.
I gotta get the Just Gets Better with Time album.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you fuck with him like that, boy.
Who, me? Oh, the Whispers? Nah, I fuck with the Whispers hard body. Like that keep on when I got into them late. Like I always knew about them, but I didn't really like listen to them until maybe what was that? Maybe like it was almost like a little over 10 years ago. I had found the song "Keep On Loving Me," and I was like, "Yo, this song just hard." I was listening to it every day, so I was just like, I started going back, and I was like, "Oh, these are the same people that made this song." And I'm like, "Okay, let me go back and just listen to their whole catalog," and I just fell in love with them, man.
That's dope.
I love that record, Lady. That's my joint right there.
Oh yeah.
Dun 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 dun. Like Nicholas Caldwell himself is one of the best songwriters in music history. Like
Yeah, the twins, man.
Yeah. Man, they knew what the fuck they were doing, boys. I'm telling you.
And it's crazy because like I said, I knew about them, but I didn't really listen to them. But I always assumed they were like more from the '80s. But a lot of their work was in. I mean, I assumed they were like more from the '70s, '60s. But a lot of their work was from the '80s, which
Yeah.
was which was kind of interesting to me.
Because like in the '70s, they were like moderately successful, but the '80s was when they were just hitting balls out the park and shit.
Word.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you all something. I saw there was an interview with Charlie Baltimore, and she was talking about how when she met Big and when he was recording Life After Death, and she said something interesting that I never heard. And supposedly, Life After Death was not going to be a double album, but because Big had the car accident with Little C's and he was stuck in the hospital, he ended up writing a a second album.
Oh wow.
Y'all ever heard anything about that?
I never heard of that. I mean, I heard of the car accident, of course, but yeah, that I didn't know
Right.
like that was the process to getting a second album done.
I heard Life After Death originally was not supposed to have been a double disc album. I didn't know that was the reason behind it.
Yeah.
At this point, anybody's can say that story
But
about Biggie and
she's
shit like
saying
that.
because it was him being stuck in the hospital, he couldn't go nowhere, and then because Pac came out with his double album because All Eyes on Me came out before Life, so he wanted to do one like Pac.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, quite
Never heard that.
possible. Never heard that though.
Yes.
I feel like I did hear though, like yeah, but maybe it all depends on the timeline. Because I feel like I did see an interview
Right.
like during the time of him making the album,
Hmm.
of him saying it
Right.
was going to be a double album.
Right. See, like back then, I only heard about it in the Vibe magazine, like because when they had interviewed him, they were like, he's working on the double album. That's the only time I heard about the double album. But
Right.
like all this stuff is coming out now, and like with that Biggie series with Angie Martinez, you got like people saying, "Oh, but he was planning the whole trilogy was going to be Ready to Die, Life After Death, and then Born Again was supposed to be the third album in the trilogy." But of course,
Hmm.
he passed away before that could ever come out.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What is your thoughts on the Born Again? It's kind of a
I
hard
like the
album.
Eminem joint because the original Dead Raw, huh? Dead Wrong, I heard like 90, I think it was like 94, 95. Because the track
Really?
masters that did the original joint. And then the one you hear on Born Again, the one you hear is not the OG version. That's the one said on, I think it was Ron Amen Lawrence or one of those producers. Like he said in the series, Biggie didn't do a lot of unreleased tracks. Like whatever is out, that's what he left. He don't have like a ton of unreleased stuff like Pac did. Like Pac was always in the studio. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it was like it's all rehash shit that Puffy took with Big's lyrics and just put new beats over it. This is what he's been doing since Big died. He did that with the duets album. He did that with the King and I album with Faith Evans. So it's
Mm.
like if Biggie had unreleased shit, we would have heard about it. He didn't leave a ton of unreleased stuff behind. So it was like anybody could take you a producer, Kavage. You could take Biggie's vocals and throw a new beat over that.
Oh yeah.
It's already a new
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I
So
actually already have done that.
okay. So it's like so that so for me it was disappointing because I'm seeing all of these collabs with Ice Cube and with Beanie Siegel and
Lil Wayne.
Red and Meth. I'm like none of these shits was like real tracks. You know what I'm saying? It's like yeah, they took the actual title that was supposed to be part of this trilogy, but other than that, everything else is like with the exception of Dead Wrong, they did over the beat, the ugliest. That was an old track also. But everything is like all like new beats over the same type of lyrics. I'm like, come on, like you've been milking Biggie's legacy for damn near 30 years already.
Right.
But you don't pay your artist shit.
You know exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was like disappointing. That's why it's like you have so many artists that they have a ton of unreleased. Redman has a ton of unreleased tracks. I used to hear unreleased tracks from Redman even back in the 90s. So I know he has a vault of unreleased tracks. Tupac, a vault of unreleased tracks. Prince was always in the studio. He got tons of albums that's not even out yet. You know what I'm saying? So for whatever reason, why does Biggie not have no unreleased tracks?
Yeah. So I feel probably because, well, it could be because I've heard like a lot of people that have done music with Big. I've heard
Mm,
stories of them talking about how they was in the studio with him and how his process is, and a lot of people say like he takes a long time, like to because it's like you're there all day.
right,
It just to do one song, and it's because he wasn't writing. He was just doing
right,
everything in his head, and he
yeah.
was just reciting in his head, and then he'll like eat pizza or play dominoes or
Hmm.
some shit or like
That,
what I mean.
that
And
that's what
then
that's what the
yeah,
producers were saying on like the producers they spoke to with the double album. They said the same thing. Like he was partying, he was always going out and shit.
yeah, yeah. Even in the studio, like when he's trying to, I forget who was talking about it. It was like he was supposed to do a feature with somebody, and they was there literally all day, and then it came to like it was like 11 o'clock at night after they was already there for like 10, 12 hours and shit like that, and then he was just like, all right, man, I'll come back tomorrow and I'll lay down the road. It's like, bro.
Biggie was a fool, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, even Cavez, you ever heard a story about when Mariah Carey and Old Dirty Bastard were recording Fantasy remakes
Oh,
and shit?
yeah, old dirty bastard was acting a fool, man,
For
taking forever.
real.
Shit.
Like, nigga took his shoes off and the whole studio went empty.
Dude I think he said, did he say he like fell asleep on the couch or something in the studio and woke up the
Yep.
next day or some shit? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's from
ODB.
Brooklyn,
Yeah, ODB was a wild boy. Yeah, I mean, I miss the '90s, man. I mean, it's whatever now, man. If I'm stuck, I'm stuck. But man, it's just like, man, why can't we be great again? Why I don't understand. I don't know, man. It's just like, especially like when I'm watching the Hip Hop is 50 concert and all that, and I'm looking at all these artists doing their shit, and I'm like, yo, how do these kids look at this and be like, it's not cool? To me, you know what I mean? I don't know. To me, if I like you're seeing people like spitting these bars and they're like elite with the pen and elite with the lyrics, but yet there are a bunch of kids that are watching that and they're like, this is so whack. They're so trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, how are you not inspired? Like, especially if you're an artist, how are you not inspired? Like, damn, they're mad dope. I want to be dope just like them. I don't know. It's weird to me.
Because these kids, all they know is TikTok rappers.
Yeah. Shit, man, weird, man.
It's very funny though. That's the thing.
It's like they would call artists like Nas whack, but then like listen to somebody that's like not even in the same realm as far as skill wise, but and say they're dope. It's crazy.
Now listen to somebody that does music like I would have someone who do
Right.
music like this and shit. Like Gunna and all these Tory Lanez and shit.
I mean, I could understand that they're like, oh man, he's mad dope, but I just don't like listening to that type of shit. I can understand that. But there's literally people that would call like these kids would literally call Nas whack. It's like, what? How can you listen to that and say it's whack? Or he's corny, or like, yeah, how? Mm. Yeah, I feel you, Ray Sean.
And tries internet fucking out. I don't see it. Nas and Coogee rap were the best. Dead ass. Coogee rap's that nigga though.
Yeah, Coogee rap was crazy. Tory Lanez. You know what? I don't know what Tory Lanez like. I didn't get his career because that first song he came out it was pretty dope to me. Like I thought it was pretty dope. I thought he was like a singer, and then all of a sudden I turned around and he turned into like this gangster rapper, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's going on here?
Cause it's like they got that clout and shit. Once you get that clout, niggas can think they're doing anything and shit.
Right. Yeah, what was that? What was the Tory Lanez song? It was called "Call Me" or something like that.
Yeah, say it.
Oh, say it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That sample. And shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got so tired of the song.
that shit to me it was fire when I first heard it. I was like, okay, this is cool. But then he changed this whole entire shit up.
These artists, man, it's like every song sounds the same and shit.
Yeah, yeah, literally every single one. All got the
But
same beat,
Sean's
same.
asking, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying same beat and same flow.
But Sean's asking, are you interested in any virtual bands?
Virtual bands. I don't even know what that is. Virtual bands. What?
I guess he means like I don't even know shit.
What is virtual bands? Let me Google. Google is my friend.
Cause I'm thinking like gorillas, but I could be wrong. Shit.
Oh yeah, it's looking like yeah. Okay. Yeah, I only know about gorillas. And I always thought they was pretty dope. But that's as far as I guess I know about virtual bands. Oh yeah, Teddy Pendergrass for sure is dope. Um, I don't think he was. I don't think I can put him in my. I couldn't fit him in my top 30, but Teddy Pendergrass is definitely a legend. And as far as books, I only read books that like if I want to learn something, I read those kind of books. Like if there's something I need to learn about something, then those are usually the type of books I read. Like when I wanted to learn how to do filmmaking a few years ago, I went and bought a whole bunch of filmmaking books. Um, I wanted to learn how to do marketing or learn how to, be an entrepreneur and shit like that. Those are the type of books I usually read.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I can't. My niece, she's into all like the fiction books and shit like that. I can't get into that.
I've been reading some fiction sometimes and shit.
My bad.
Yeah, Rashawn, I only know about the Gorillas, that virtual band. They pretty dope, but I can't remember. Did they even make music anymore? Like, I can't
Yeah,
remember the
they
last.
got they, they got an album that came out early this year.
Oh wow, damn! I didn't even know. I haven't seen them since like the early 2000s, 90s and shit. Like,
They they were at Coachella this year. They performed at Coachella.
have they ever showed their face yet? Have they ever did that?
Well, it's really Damon. It's really Damon Auburn from what's that group, Blur or whatever. It's really him and like a band. But like what he did is like when they go on tour and they have like they've done a lot of collaborations with like Snoop Dogg and Most Def. Like he'll bring them on tour with him.
Mm. Oh, so they actually do show face. Because
Yeah,
I thought they just like I thought at their concerts they just
it's
have a
not
big
like a
screen up.
nah. It's only him really. Like the band itself is like the animated characters, but
Oh, okay.
he do the live shows with the actual artist that's featured on the songs with them.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Let me answer a few more people on the comments. Sam says the Spinners or the OJs. I gotta
Mm.
go with OJs, nigga.
I might have to go with OJ's as well.
Okay, yeah.
You're my darling, baby. Da, 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 da. That's my joint, though. All right. I'm gonna end this off right here, y'all, because I'm a little tired. Might chill out for the night.
All right.
But tomorrow I'm gonna take it to the West Coast. We're gonna do King T with that Full Life album. That's a very dope album. We can't wait to talk about that one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, Kavase, you still down to do Assassination one day?
Assassination. Which one is that?
The Rascast joint.
Oh yeah. I gotta because I never listened to a Rascast album before, so yeah, I gotta check that out. When you planning on doing that?
When's your free day next week?
Let's see. Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, I'm gonna work on the schedule tonight. I'll let you know.
All right.
All right. And Sunday too is gonna be a double review with Biz Marquis. The Biz Never Sleeps, and all samples cleared. You know what I'm saying? Really can't wait to talk about that. Yeah, next week's gonna be literally all hip hop albums. Can't wait for this one. Yeah. As for this David Lee Roth album, it's kind of hard to come by. If you can find it, you can find it. I don't think it's out of print though. I don't think. You know what I'm saying?
Should be.
Either this, I know the Spanish version is out of print. I know that. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Shout out to Conveyce for showing that dope ass list. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Appreciate this show as usual. And I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.